So listening, we've been doing a few workshops on listening, so it's really front of mind for me at the moment. I'm going to give a little bit of preamble. So we've all come to whatever stage we are in our life, having listened and having used our ears and our hearing and so on to a greater or lesser degree. And not that listening can just be done through hearing, it can be done through feeling and vibration and all sorts of other ways as well. And for me, certainly, I had a bit of a twisted point of view on listening. So I did different therapies. So I was taught about active listening and being very mirroring people's behavior and nodding and feeding back to them what they've said, and making sure you use their language, and lots of good stuff that sounds really, really good and juicy. And I've also not listened as well. So I've been in situations where I have multitasked and think that in fact, I thought I was a brilliant multitasker and think that I could listen to, the streams of people coming to my desk with their various problems and answer the phone and do the emails and whatever. So I had this, oh yeah, I can listen with half an ear, because I could always remember what people were saying. So in a conversation, I could sort of hear what they were saying and then repeat back, or say, oh, this is what you need to do in that situation. So I thought that I was pretty good at listening. And as I say, and I had this understanding of listening being more around how much I had to do. And what I've come to see is the more you have on your mind, or the more I have on my mind when I'm listening, the less I'm listening. So if I'm even in this conversation, if I'm listening, thinking about listening, I'm already one step removed from whatever is being said to me or from hearing somebody. So the more I'm thinking about it, the less I can hear. And that's not a problem per se. It's just a fact. That's the other thing, is that when I came into this three principles understanding, and there was a lot of talk about listening, it's almost as though I felt I had to try and be a good listener or be a better listener and be perfect at it. So not have something come into my mind when somebody's talking, and not drift off, think about what I've got for dinner, or the fact that maybe I'm cold. But I've come to see that actually even that gets in the way. And Mavis Khan said, to be a better listener, all you have to do is be aware of how you're listening. And that meant a lot to me, because I realized that that's something I can just check in with in any moment. I can check in to see if I'm not really paying attention, or if I'm drifting off, or if I'm not focused for some reason, or I'm not hearing somebody for some reason. And I found that people are very forgiving. So in group, for instance, I might say, I didn't hear that, my mind wandered off, or can you tell me again, can you repeat that, or can you say that again, because they'll have said something and I'll have made an assumption, and I realize I make an assumption, and I might even answer from that assumption. That used to be my biggest thing to happen, is that somebody would say something, I would register what that means to me, And then the rest of the conversation would be what I think they mean rather than what they actually mean. So when I realized I made a lot of assumptions, I started to get better at asking people, oh, I think I know what that means, but what do you mean by that? And that improved my listening. That helped me to listen more, or to listen to what they're saying rather than what I'm thinking about. And then the other factor is, and almost a deeper factor in many ways, is the listening to yourself beyond yourself. I spend a lot of my days in quite a busy head, juggling a lot of things, balancing a lot of things. But when I allow myself to slow down, and it's almost like a passive sort of way of being, for me, this is how it turns out, almost just the doing mundane things, or having a cup of tea outside, or just being in life, or going for a run without my headphones in. I find that I'm more aware of when I'm really busy and when actually life's flowing through me, and it's just flowing. And I've discovered that is listening to life. Even though it doesn't look like you're listening to anything, it's actually listening to life. So I get to be calmer, I get to have ideas, and so on. So I actually would like to spend more time like that. I'd actually like to spend more of my life like that. And I don't, and I forget, and I get busy, and I get full. And when I've got a spare minute, I'm on my phone doing some sort of game or something, instead of just sitting and, having some downtime. But then I remember as well that's helpful to me, or then I just catch myself doing it. So it's not a right or wrong way. It's just that the more I become aware of it, the more I've tuned into that listening.